Welcome back to another episode of the Other Team Podcast. As always, Jacob Handy here, Terrence Scott, Zachary Handy. Zach, who you got with us today? Did you change up the bobbleheads at all?
I didn't, but I don't even think we introduced them last week.
Well, who do you got with you today?
So Hannibal Lecter's back there. Shout out Halloween. We had to keep him up there for the whole week. Billy Madison, great movie, great character, hilarious.
You did shout him out last week, though.
Oh, did I? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
because you said the Hannibal Lecter for Halloween. I remember that.
I feel like I just mentioned that in passing, but I don't know if we did the whole crew. A different Black Panther this week.
Oh, okay.
Rest in peace.
Jay Cutler's completely covering him over there with his little pop, but that's a biggie, which is a sick one. And then behind me, which are covered, are Thor, the Invisible Woman, and Bubba Wallace. Shout out Bubba. He makes the show a lot, man. I don't know what's going on. I love that pop.
Bubba just signed with Jordan. That shit is sick.
That new car's gonna be fire.
sick.
Shout out Denny Hamlin too. He's also on that team, and he's like super proactive in NASCAR.
Do drivers
like
have
Bubba,
racing
so I
shoes?
fuck with him. They have racing
If so,
gloves.
they're about to.
I'm sure they have like the whole suit.
Must have some drip.
Dude, so at work I did the NASCAR. I had to like record the NASCAR race and stuff this weekend. And Denny Hamlin, since he is also a part of this new Jordan team, he had these like super fire Jordan gloves when they kept showing him inside of his car. I'm like, damn, Jordan out here in racing gloves? Like that's wild.
Yeah, Jordan's been in racing. He loves that shit.
Yeah.
As always, this podcast is brought to you by Thrive Fantasy. Come prop up with Thrive Fantasy. As always, this week has over 50,000 in prizes from games from the NFL, and PGA is popping off. Masters coming up, can get some good contests in there. NFL is its most prominent games. As always, Thursday night you will start games, and it will go through Sunday. For the NFL, including the $15,000 big money game on Sunday, and then our personal favorite $7,500 game, touchdowns only. If you're red zoning, it's definitely the game to go. Enjoy your Sunday with Mr. Scott Hansen. We all love that guy. Enter our code, the other team, all one word, and you will get. They will match your deposit of up to $50, $20 minimum deposit. Whoo, got right through that. Terrence said he had something for us to start with today, and he wanted to keep it a surprise, and I'm on the edge of so Terrence,
it's all about like we're in weird times. How about that? Let's just say that.
Indeed.
We're in weird times.
Indeed.
So in the spirit of weird times, Halloween just passed. We were just talking about some weird shit about Trevor Bauer. And animals and so forth. So with all that being said, we've all seen Men in Black. Are aliens among us?
Oh shit.
Yes. Are they on a day-to-day basis? Or have they touched mankind? I don't think they're in your classrooms.
Well, I mean, the pyramids
are getting lattes with you. But like, have we encountered them?
Yes. They might be at my grocery store. There are some ugly people out there. Like, there are aliens among us, 100%.
I mean, have they been here? Yes. Did they help us build the pyramids and then we blamed it on a bunch of slave Hebrews? Yes. Are they still out here in a secret society walking next to me with a disguise on?
Yes.
I don't know if I can get behind that. They
all got on, what does he say in Men in Black Women? They all got on Edgar suits, bro. Like
the pyramid one is the one that never made sense to me.
I just don't get how like the technology it would have took to build those pyramids, like it wasn't around at that time. Like that's what we think. But I mean,
rope and pulley system. Like we really building a pyramid on rope and pulley system. Like,
and like just like
plot twist, they have motors and shit.
Here's the other thing I was thinking.
Society.
Here's the other thing I was thinking too. Like humans were so much like we've gotten bigger, right? Like we were small as hell back then. Like the average human was like 5'6" or whatever back way back when.
They did push-ups.
They're all like,
what was your diet back then?
Legs.
I feel like you were probably skinny as shit, living to like 33 with like a weak diet. Really wasn't that buff. Only a select few people just came out big. And like I put this big ass block on this freaking guy's back and was like,
and
"Hey,
over time,
walk it up the hill."
You got a bunch of TJ Dillashaw breeds out there, bro. Just short and buff. Like,
how many people's backs did we just
got a
ruin?
bunch of running backs out there, dog. 5.2 bullet balls.
Like Alfred Morris and Mike Davis was every other body out there. Like, what are we doing? Like, I find it so hard to believe.
I think that's a great point.
I do believe they've encountered us because, like, shout out to the homie Bob Lazar.
Oh,
Check
yeah,
out
for sure.
all of his stuff. I do believe, like, we've had several encounters, but I don't know if they're at our grocery store, because if that's the case, then whoa, that's wild. Don't touch my products.
Keep your hands off my produce.
Hands, my guy.
Keep your space germs to yourself.
At least wash your hands, my guy. Like, but yeah, other than that, that's wild though to think about it. Because, like,
so if they have encountered
the better
us,
question is, I have another question. Like,
all right, go.
It clearly feels like we all believe in aliens, but we still have the unknown. Are you happy that it is still an unknown, or would you be okay with the government, like, straight up telling you, like, if the United Nations just decided to let the world know that they have encountered aliens?
I don't know if the world could handle proof of alien existence.
That's what I'm saying. Could you handle that?
Low-key did already do that, by the way. They came out with the Pentagon videos and were like, these are unidentified. Like, we cannot
realize UFOs.
Yeah, like, we have no idea.
Unidentified flying objects.
And shits were flying weird, and we were like, hey, this is, and like they just released it to the public, but it was during some, like, I don't know, some, like, crazy Trump riot shit was happening.
That's what I'm saying. Like, until it's
blew
like
over.
But like concrete 100%
like
proof.
Other nations and so forth are backing this. It's like it's multiple encounters.
They're like, they put up a picture like, this is an alien that we came encounter with in 1940. Like,
right, and they're like, what's up, bro? Like, you know, whatever.
Here's another photo. Here's another photo. Here's another photo. It's like,
here's one from 1980, 1990, 2000, 2005.
3 weeks ago.
Right. I don't know if the world can handle that, because like, if you're like a devout believer in the Bible, you're not like this.
Yeah.
Can both exist?
I don't know.
Can both exist, or like?
I believe yes, because the Bible only speaks of Earth. I'm not super
in tune with that. But
I would say curious. I'm not the most in tune with it, but I would have a little knowledge on it. I would say, but I would say the Bible is based on Earth, so
both can exist. So you can be a devout Christian and aliens believe in all that stuff, and aliens can still exist.
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like evangelical Christians are gonna have a hard time, like the hard devout, you know.
I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if
are gonna have a tough time coping with that.
It's tough to say on that aspect, but
it's very tough.
That's why I feel like the world's gonna, because if that goes against everything that's said in that, then like that's gonna fucking really turn the world up. If you just tell them like, hey, by the way, there's other life out there, like
like concrete evidence, like for sure other life out here right now.
Like a agent.
If it was other life, alien life. All right, here's a better question. Lastly, before we get off this, if you could live on any planet, which planet are you gonna live on?
I always thought Venus, like, it just seems like it would be the most colorful, right? Like, it would have the best living space. It seems like there might be water there. It's all blue and green, like water and trees and something. That's always seemed appealing.
Uranus? No.
That place would be shitty. Oh, you took my joke.
Get out, Zach.
You took my joke. You took my joke. I was going to say, which place is going to be shitty?
Yeah. Oh, man. I couldn't pass that one up.
Low hanging fruit.
Yeah, I don't know really. I guess like wherever's sustainable. I don't want to just. Yeah,
well, obviously,
Pluto.
Well,
they all look like a bunch of deserted.
Where you're just gonna blow up.
Like they all just feel like deserted.
Can I just get a passing
layers
asteroid?
of dirt? Like.
So you said, what did you say, Jake? Jupiter?
Jake said Venus because it's all blue.
Venus.
It seemed like it would probably be able to withstand like the most tropical-ish, you know, with the gases, and it's all bluey greeny. Feel like it's just begging for water and trees over there.
Right.
Not bad. Hippie.
You know what I'm saying, man?
Yeah, bro. They got the good space kush, bro.
So if we all believe that aliens have
climate
touched,
to cultivate, bro.
We all have believed that aliens have touched here. Like, so then how recently do we believe they've touched?
I feel like it's continuous. Like they keep coming in contact with us. Coming
and going, just like cruise by. Oh, look at this planet. Let me go.
And then they get here and they're like, this place sucks. They just go back.
About
too many people, too hard to take over. So like,
how do we feel about mermaids now? Or no?
No, they don't exist.
Lies. No. Yes, they do. Lies. Don't tell me this. They're here. They're
mermaids.
Do they look like
Mermaids.
Ariel, or they look like more like
Scary, half like really a half fish, half person.
What
I
is
have
that?
no idea.
Yeah, exactly. Like
I'm
What's that
thinking more
Disney?
like
What was the
Aquaman.
Disney? What was the Disney movie where he became a mermaid? What was the Disney?
13th fish? No, the 13th year.
Is that what it
How
is?
it is
Yeah,
called?
13th year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what
Fuck outta here.
that
Going
they are?
turning 13 and something like that. I think it's 13th year or something like that.
Yeah.
I used to watch all those Disney.
You're done.
I don't like Disney movies, but all the Disney
Is that the type of
Original
merman
movies?
and mermaids we got out there?
original channel movies were the shit growing up. Like facts. I don't actually like Disney movies, but the original channel movies that went on. That was
I
like
mean, they
for
got
the
some classics.
preteens. Because they were preteen movies when we were preteens.
Luck of the Irish, that's the basketball one. That was my
Banger.
movie.
Yeah,
I rewatched that and I hated it, but as a kid, I loved it.
Yeah, Terrence's like, I want to have nostalgia, and then he watched it. He was like, "This sucks."
I was like, this is racist. but that shit was wildly racist, actually. But
Terrence is like, "Wait, is this the same movie?"
I was like, they let this fly? Like, we just didn't give a fuck back in the day. Huh? Oh, man.
God, that's his.
We are here. Welcome to the other team.
All right, moving on. Aliens exist. I don't know if they walk among us. They help build the pyramids.
Oh, don't brush over it. Mermaids too, dude. What are you saying?
Mermaids.
And werewolves
the
and the
jury's-
Loch Ness monster.
And werewolves, Big Bear, fuck it. I mean, Bigfoot, we're out here. All right. Seriously, before we get off this, aliens and dinosaurs. Yes.
Both, yes.
Yeah.
I don't get how people. I don't get how people try to discredit dinosaurs. Like, there's bones in the ground.
Because what they do for society.
I mean, the
What
meteor
did dinosaurs do?
Yeah,
What did
like
they do?
The meteor came, or the volcano erupted. Whatever happened. But like, they were clearly
Like I
here,
see.
right? Like, they were clear. I just saw some shit that these Russians found a big ass woolly mammoth fucking.
They're like
fossil.
4th round picks, dude. Zero impact.
I don't get
I
how
mean-
I don't get that shit either though, Jake. I'm like they definitely 100%.
People be like, it's all just a
Physical
sham.
proof.
I'm like, but why did we make it up? And they'll be like, I don't know. And I'm like, exactly.
I used to feel like it was a sham, but at the same time, I'm like, nah.
I just don't get
When I was a
what's
kid, I used to go into those amusing. Dude, I was a fantastic 7-year-old. Like, this is bullshit. I was that little kid that was always curious of everything and questioned the shit out of everything. Probably not breaking news to people that listen to our pod, but yeah, I was like, this is not it. These are chicken bones.
No, no. Dinosaur bones are
Don't
real.
fool me, Wilson.
I loved dinosaurs as a kid, so I'm definitely I still love dinosaurs. Jurassic Park's my shit. Like, what?
Yeah, for sure.
Would you go to
Used walk
Jurassic
around the
Park?
house making dinosaur noises?
If Jurassic
Yeah.
Park really existed, would you go?
I know you did say.
I'm definitely going
If what?
to Jurassic
Wait,
Park.
ask
If
that.
Jurassic Park was really a place and existed, are you going?
Yes.
I'm going.
Come on now, man. Do you really think I'm going? Hell to the no.
I'll risk my
come
life.
on,
I'll risk my
come
life
on,
to see
snap.
that T-Rex eat that goat.
Yeah, 100%.
Hell to the no.
And one
no.
miniature bite is
Nope.
Spend a
You guys
week,
send me snaps though.
Spend
A
a week
week?
in Costa Rica and head on over to Isla Sorna. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Nope.
it'd be
Send
fun.
me your snaps. I'll feel like I'm there.
I for sure would be like.
Yeah. Look at
Oh
this
my
T-Rex.
Get it off before he snaps your head off, though. As long
be
as you
fire.
still send a snap, dude. Let me.
Although it would be hard to get the big tall ones, Zach. You'd have to really be like I don't even because it's tall. So you have
Get
to
the
be front
selfie
down
stick
low.
though, so you can make sure everything is still
Right.
captured, even if your demise.
Just my
ultimately
arm.
occurs.
Just my arm still holding the selfie.
Oh shit, that's
Just
gnarly.
fucking crunches down on me.
Hey, well, you'll go viral. Good. Man.
Zach,
Yeah, you
Zach just picks up my dead ass arm and starts running.
That's all I have left.
I got the footage though.
Dude, we have to just keep times weird because like the Dodgers won the World Series. That's the weirdest times ever. Like, what the hell are we doing? Times are weird. Times are weird. The Dodgers won the World Series. Like, we're talking about aliens.
Clayton Kershaw clutched up twice.
Werewolves.
Like he's
Clayton
the
Kershaw
champion.
clutched up. Like,
None of that shit
everything
makes
is
sense.
nothing makes sense anymore, dude. Like, what are we doing?
Dave
here?
Roberts doesn't suck anymore, or am I the one that just feel? Am I the only one?
Turner
that feels that
literally
way?
played
No, I think
baseball
you're
with
the- I still
COVID.
think he sucks.
I know.
Went back out there and like, what the fuck are we doing?
And the
dude?
MLB let him. I don't know if you guys heard Blake Trinan today, but like he was like Justin Turner didn't force his way onto that field. He was escorted by MLB personnel. Like so, like the MLB slandering Justin Turner, but personally escorted him to go.
It was like Turner, you're
Turn
wanted
up
on the
with his-
field.
I feel
Teammates,
off
like-
rip. I'm like, this sounds like an MLB problem. First off, if we want,
it is an MLB problem.
like, this is the problem. Like, you have all the like NBA had same day results, like testing every day, yada yada. There's campus.
NFL doesn't either though. They just got that.
Yeah, but then like, even theirs was quicker than the MLB turnaround. I feel like, but that is still a problem.
No,
with the NFL.
I feel like the NFL is doing a shitty job, but we'll get to
They
that.
are for sure.
New protocols came out today.
And then
after fucking 8 weeks.
halfway through the season, and then
Dude, they've had
there's-
so many injuries. Oh my god, we gotta talk about
There's college campuses that have like that same day testing shit too, where like you can get it right away. And the MLB is in the playoffs sending their tests to Utah to get tested and then come back. It's like a 2-day process. Like, what?
Yeah, that makes no sense. Get your bread up.
Yeah, like just care, Rob. Rob, can you just care about the league that you run, please, Rob? Jesus. I don't know. I didn't like as much as like, yes, Justin Turner should have been more responsible, I think. But at the same time, like if he tested positive, it was probably from he had already played a full game the day before with it. And
He had played a full game with it that day.
Yeah, he was already there for 3 hours. Like the damage that is gonna be done was already done. So like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. To me, it felt like that. Maybe I'm just a Dodger homer and I want to see the guy have success out there with this.
I look at it like this: like if every one of those people on the field were asking him to come out there and celebrate with them, and they all visibly wanted him to be there, no one was like weirded out. No one has come out and been weirded out or against it. Like, I don't know how like I have a problem with it in like my
It's
personal
the
opinion.
MLB's fault, not Turner's at all.
And like Blake Shannon said, he didn't sneak onto the field. He didn't push his way past people and force his way onto the field. He was escorted out there. The MLB knew what he was doing, knew the players wanted him out there, his teammates wanted him out there, knew he wanted to go out there, and agreed to let him go out there. So like, I don't get how the MLB can like be part of this like smearing
They're
Justin
doing it
Turner.
because they got bad PR, in my opinion.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And now they're
Rob's
jumping
always
into
trying
that.
to blame somebody else.
Yeah, I think that's terrible. It's just
I
I think it's
do
such
you
a crappy
feel-
situation for Turner, who's like a great ambassador of the game. Like if you see what he does off the field, like what he stands for, the type of pro he is, hardly ever gets ejected. It's just such a crappy situation for him. And now he has like all this bad PR. I hate the whole situation. It just stinks.
Looking
man.
at the other side, though, how would the Dodgers have played if Turner didn't play?
The whole game.
Yeah, let's say he misses the whole game
Man,
and Rio starts.
It's tough.
It
I mean,
changes-
obviously he was over 3 or 3 strikeouts. Like,
I don't think Rio starts
Yeah,
in
and
that
like, he
scenario.
really contributed much.
I
but
think it
I'm
would
just
have
saying.
but that's
been-
hindsight.
Yeah.
Yeah, whoever it probably would have been Kike at third or something like that.
Right,
They
because it was a
they would've
lefty.
Shifted it around. Right. I mean, God, it's hard to say. I mean, Justin Turner bats third in that lineup and is like
Best
he's a-
Dodger postseason hitter ever.
I mean, he's just him. His presence out there and in the lineup is like it's clear and obvious when you watch a game. With the way Blake was throwing that night, Terrence Scott. I mean,
I don't think it
it's
makes a
hard
big difference.
it's hard to think
If
that
we
the
go
Dodgers
back
would
to
have
the
fared
pod,
better.
I'm so frustrated with that team because I told you guys on that episode that I'm not a gambling man, but I was ready to bet that house on Blake Snell. I knew the man was going to go out there with the evil eyes and show he's a Cy Young pitcher until his coach took the damn ball out of his hands. Like,
Yeah.
I needed him to be on some John Smoke shit. Like,
can't
this is
believe
awkward.
they
I'm not
rolled
coming
him.
off the mound. Like,
To say what, but to like finish Jake's point, like he said, like I don't know whoever you fill in makes a difference against Blake Snell that night. He was so lights
nobody.
out. But I
Nobody
do
makes
think,
a
like he
difference.
said, his
The only person that
presence
stopped Blake
and the
Snell was
way
his
you
manager.
game plan
Right.
is all different, and he's such a big impact on the way you game plan
Well, I would have spun the
as a
lineup for
Dodger.
sure.
As the Dodger and how you game plan against the Dodgers, he's so important on both aspects. So, like, I think you'd be comical to be like, "Oh, he was over. He didn't make an impact that game. It doesn't matter." Like, it does matter.
Oh,
At the
no,
end
it
of the
wouldn't
day.
have
It
been that way at
definitely
all.
matters.
Because the whole reason why they took Snell out was because the top of the lineup was coming up with all the pressure of having Mookie, Seager, and
then
Turner
Turner.
coming up. So the fear factor was there. So the lineup would have been spun around in general.
Yeah, like the whole
But-
game plan and everything he impacts. So I think it
That game
definitely
should have
is
been
different
7,
if he
man.
doesn't play.
So disappointed in that manager wanting to be the
I'm
reason
not
why
Cash
even
is-
exaggerating. Blake Snell might have thrown that whole
went
game
9.
and
He was
went-
gonna go 9.
and win or lose, he was gonna go 9. I think like he deserved to. But I'm saying right now, they could have won that game 1-0.
Cry.
They could have won that game 1-0 behind Blake Snell, possibly. Like I'm not saying they would have, but I mean,
Oral
Dude,
Hershiser
baseball
always
is all
talks about this.
mental. That's the biggest mental game maybe outside of golf. Those are the two biggest mentally tough sports. Baseball, and he was literally that Dodger bullpen was not bullpen dugout was depleted. Those cats literally said it like they had nothing for him that night.
Oral Hershiser consistently talks about this.
For strikeouts?
Yes, bro. He always says like players will let you know in the dugout during the game. Like batters will come in there and tell you like this guy has it today. We're fucked. And he was like, if you hear every Dodger interview after that game, they all felt like that. They knew that. They all knew that day. Blake Snell has it today. We don't stand a chance. They all knew that. They all felt that. And that way, and when they made that early decision to pull him, like that is literally the baseball gods would not allow that. They didn't even make hard contact off Nick Anderson other than the double, and we scored 2 runs that inning because
double wild pitch and a fucking field
ground out. And like
I don't know why they brought in him.
The baseball gods will make sure you come out of that inning knowing you just did something that dumb. If you do something that dumb, as Dave Roberts, he's done it so many times.
One hard hit ball, you take me out the game when I K'd all the cats that are coming up right now. Who
really has a better chance at the top of this lineup? Me, who's done it all night, or this guy coming out of the pen?
Like, read the room. Out Mookie twice, Seager twice, and Turner twice, and you take him out the game. Like, bro, I'm dealing right now. Like, what are you doing, dog? Like,
I left a hanging pitch, and Will Smith crushed it. Like, okay, I'm sorry, or whoever it was that at the senior.
It was
Austin
Taylor,
Barnes.
Wasn't it?
Barnes.
It was Barnes.
And it wasn't even crushed. It was like just a nice line drive up the middle to center field. Like, it was just a single.
And he's always the hard guy to get out. He gets so sneaky, stupid hits because he doesn't strike out.
Soft contact.
He's hard to strike out because he doesn't swing for shit. He's just gonna try to do that, and it's annoying if you're a pitcher.
And it's like
I was so frustrated.
It's just a runner on first.
Exactly. And I'm like, bro, it's Austin Barnes, bro. Like, I'm not worried about it. This is double play bait right here. Like, I keep telling y'all this. Like, and we emphasize this. I kept emphasizing the most. Starters are my best arms. I don't give a damn about those bullpen guys. Like, yes, you're fine. Elite bullpens are cute. That's cool. Thank you. But you're my dog. You're my number one arm. Like, I'm living and dying by you. Like, you're the reason why I can't get on that. Like,
you definitely certain guys by that shit. I could lose that game.
That shit. And everybody's okay with that. Everybody on the team's okay by living and dying with Blake Snell.
Kiermaier, all the hitters behind him,
they're all pissed you brought in him, and we lost like that.
If you lose that game 2-1 and Blake Snell loses it in like the 8th or 9th inning, they're all like, they can all sleep. Like, they're hurt for sure. You're hurt. You lost the World Series. But like, they can sleep.
Especially after his performance. He was on some legendary shit.
Zach, and
he literally was having a legendary performance.
When we watched it, what did you say, Zach, when he did it?
I don't know.
When they pulled Blake's up about the Yankees.
Oh yeah, I said this is the exact reason. Small market guys lose their best players. I said a manager doing shit like that makes me resent you, and now I go chase the money and I end up on the Yankees. Exact situations like that. That exact shit is why you can't keep guys, and they don't want to buy in or take slightly less money to build it here and break the hump here, because my manager does. I can't sign for less money if you're going to do that to me on the biggest game, and I'm your Cy Young. I can't do that.
To your point, it's like I'm in a little market, bro. You need to be literally living and dying by me to make me want to stay here.
Make me a legend. Make me a legend here. Let me build something. Like, we need to get over the hump.
Eyeballs, those eyes was like,
he literally rolled and was like, I can't believe this shit. Like,
fuck that. His eyes said 0 ERA on his eyes. Like, it's
during the
eyeballs. Like, his eyes said, I'm not giving up a run. Like, Austin Barnes is a double play. Like, just let me keep pitching.
At least with the Reds, like, they lost sure in the first round, but at least the Reds let Bauer go the whole game, 12 strikeouts, and they were going to win or lose that game with him. And their lineup lost them that game, not Trevor Bauer. And everyone there can sleep like that. The lineup is pissed, and they feel like they let the club down. But everyone can live if you let your ace go like that.
Next pitch.
I can live with that.
You can live.
I'm sorry, Blake. Like, we should have gave you more than 2 runs.
Yeah,
that's how that goes.
We should have gave him
a run.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
A first inning, Randy Arozarena.
But yeah, he's so nice.
I
was hoping wanted to make a case for him on his Jerry West shit, because that man damn near almost deserved getting his MVP vote. Like, he was single-handedly carrying that offense throughout that whole series. Man.
Yeah, like, he struggled at the beginning of the series. That's the only thing. I think, like, his first 3 games.
That first game, didn't he? He still went deep the first game.
He went deep off Kenley in like a meaningless at bat.
Yeah, but the numbers are still there, though. But
I mean, it's still going
outside of Mookie and Seager being so crazy. Yeah, he would have a Jerry West, LeBron James type argument. But like, the Dodger lineup,
if they could have took him 7,
you never know what happens.
If they could have took him 7 and the Dodgers still win, I think that makes his case stronger.
Yeah, maybe, because, depending on how he performs, right?
Depending on
even if it stayed in that, like, let's say that game finishes 1-0. He hit the only home run in that game, so they win in that game 1-0. So it's like, okay, well, you fucking won us that game, and Snell obviously won in the game as well. And then you go to game 7. Let's say Dodgers win 5-3 3, but he hit a 2-run home run. It's like,
that's what I was saying. It depends on
You
how
did
he
your job,
performs in
brother.
that game
Like-
7 for sure.
yeah.
Right.
And
the
how
Dodgers
Corey
have 5
Seager
runs that
performs
game.
in it.
How did we? Right. Exactly. Dodgers have 5 runs. If Corey
Oh,
Seager's
and like
still on
Seager
a
goes
tear.
over.
Right. If Seager's still on a tear for those 5 runs, like I don't care what a Rosarena did for those 3 runs. Corey Seager was on another
Even if
dimension.
Seager, I think even if Seager went cold that game, Rosarena probably still wouldn't have got it, even if he hit the 2-run home run.
Yeah. I mean, that's all hypothetical.
Obviously, but damn.
Can you-
What about
Well, I want to ask one more quick question. Can you think of a worse pitching decision in a playoff
No.
game than pulling him right there?
Kenley
No.
Jansen game 4, just as bad.
I
But
was
we all
thinking
overlook it because the Dodgers win the series. Kenley
bringing
Jansen
Kersh,
game 4, just as bad.
bringing Kersh
I
back
can't
out
say
last
that.
year against the Nationals, where out of the dugout and then he gave up the home runs or whatever. That
I don't know.
makes me
I
kinda mad,
don't
but
know if I can say anything is
Yeah.
bigger than that, because it's like
Grady Little keeping Pedro in the 9th.
it's like it just doesn't make any sense in no shape or form. Like the bullpen was starting to get hit anyway. Like, the
Anderson
Dodgers
had
was-
given up a run in 6 straight. That was his 7th straight
Exactly.
appearance giving up a run.
Like you
But,
didn't even
like,
bring in
throughout that whole
Fairbanks, who's been
series-
good.
But like throughout that whole series, the Dodgers was really getting to the bullpen. So it was like, why? I just don't understand.
Fairbanks was putting him down. The game before, Fairbanks was really putting him down. Like they I think the bullpen didn't even.
Yeah,
give
but
up
there's
a-
only gonna pitch Fairbanks for an inning, and then it was gonna go to somebody else who maybe
which
was
is
gonna
which is
hit.
more to my point. Like you're pulling Blake Snell to get out of this inning and kind of like get through it. Why didn't you? If you were going to pitch Fairbanks for 3 batters anyways, like why wasn't that the guy?
the best 3 batters. Why not the best
know what
3
I mean?
batters?
Yeah, and
That's-
then bring in
that's the guy-
Castillo and shit. Mhm.
Right, and then deal with Anderson later down the line, hopefully with the lead, whatever. But like if you're playing it as it looked like he's playing it 1 inning at a time like that, like and kind of in the moment, like to me, I'm like, well, Fairbanks has probably been your best guy this series. Like definitely
Never
wasn't
be the
Anderson.
reason why.
It definitely wasn't him.
If I'm a manager, never be the reason why a team loses.
And-
Let your players win and lose the game.
And Kevin
for you.
Cash has been so good this year. Like we've been praising him.
Yeah,
all
he's a
year, how
good
much-
manager, but that's so
Oh.
disappointing.
Dave was over there like, damn, it looks rough when the other team.
I
does it."
hope Dave learns. I really do. I hope Dave learned from that and realized how dumb
He's
pitching
clearly.
decisions
To
can
me,
be.
I feel like
and
he's
look.
clearly learned.
I love the question that we have. Does Dave still suck? I don't know if Dave ever sucked. I don't know if he ever sucked, but I don't know if he was. Dave's like Doc Rivers to me. Like he's the same damn dude. Like
I
you
don't
won a
think he
title,
is.
dog, but you're still not that great of a coach to me.
Still pisses me off. And I
Dave has
don't
completely
give up on
rewrote
it.
his narrative.
No.
I don't
Fuck
think so,
no.
though.
In previous years, all he did was like, I ride Kersh, I ride Kenley, I ride my names, right? How did we end the Brave series? I trusted the young kid when all the numbers say I got to throw different arms, everything. Got the last 9 outs of that game.
Well, yeah,
Julio
I do
Urias.
agree with that.
And then
But I also
World
think that's
Series
because he
on
was
the line.
coaching for his job this year.
World Series on the line. Same thing. Julio Urias gets the last 7 outs. Didn't even go to another arm. Kenley
We
Jansen
went
sits your
6
ass down.
games for a reason because he still has he's still liable to go back to his old ways. Because those 2 games he went back to his old ways and
I
did
mean,
that shit.
Kenley had
So
to
he's still
pitch.
liable. No, he didn't. No,
At
he
some point
I
in
didn't
the
have a problem
series,
with
he did
Kenley
have to-
pitching.
No,
I
he
didn't have a
didn't.
problem with Kenley.
No,
You
he
cannot run
didn't.
Blake Trinan out there every single fucking game. Like at some point in time, that
I
arm
could run
had to-
Gratterall more than we ran him. Kenley Jansen
agree.
did not have
I
to
agree.
pitch.
I agree.
Well,
Absolutely
I
not.
don't know why they pitched Gratterall like that. They didn't trust Gratterall.
And like, I mean, I felt like he
Joe Kelly
trusted
hardly
him.
pitched.
Did you need him? Like it clearly worked.
Holy shit, the Rays had no hit.
I'm just
We
saying,
won in
I'm not going to let
6.
Dave Roberts off the
That
hook
lineup was
because he's still
historically
liable to go back to his old ways.
Like-
He showed it in that series. He couldn't help himself sometimes. So I'm not ready to say I'm all forgiving because you won this title. Like, obviously, great job in game 6. We
couldn't
handled
help
it correctly and we were great, but I'm not letting him off the hook
I
for the
feel like
prior
the
shit.
game. I feel like the game we were most upset with his decisions was Game 5, and they all turned out to be the right fucking decision.
I'm going to go back to what I said last week. I don't think because they did their job, it still makes it the right decision.
I mean, then what are we
All
doing
right.
here? Then it's like he's in a
The hell with
lose
Dave.
situation. In my eyes, Zach, like, what are we doing in that
This
case?
is the most important question.
I'm in the middle.
Let's go to the Kershaw legacy check.
I think he rewrote a lot of it, and I think
He
like
did a really good job on it. Yeah.
because it's not like he was weak and we carried him through it. Like it wasn't like he gave up 4, but we were able to score 6 runs in his starts. Like he was dominant. He was a dominant pitcher in it, and he showed like his class of pitching. Like there's like Corey Seager said, they can't say anything to him right now. Like there's nothing he hasn't done. I dominantly helped my team through the World Series. Dominant.
Mhm.
You saw that crazy stat? Him, Gibson, and Koufax, I think is what it was, are the only 3 pitchers ever to get 2 wins in a World Series and strike out a third of the batters they faced. He's the only one that didn't get a World Series MVP out of it.
And that's really impressive given how much he had to battle in the second start in Game 5.
That's crazy to me. Like, that's insane, dude. Like, it just, like, to me, it rewrote a ton of it. Not all of it, because it's definitely still there, but a ton of it.
I think Joe Buck made a good point, too, as one of his biggest knocks is against the team exposed for cheating. So I think you have to kind of take that into consideration when you bring up his stuff from 2017. Like, that team was found out to be fraud, and he had a great postseason leading up to that series. And then that team comes out to kind of be having an edge that no one else had. I think there is some consideration to be taken into that when you give his legacy a check.
That's a lot of consideration for sure. I think Kershaw's legacy is misunderstood for sure.
But with that all being said, this didn't do enough to like fully take away everything. But
yeah, I agree with that too.
Kershaw's legacy is definitely solidified as being one of the greatest ever with or without this title. But this title definitely now makes him not feel like he has anything to prove.
Yeah,
I think that's what it is. He doesn't have anything left. Because you play to win the game. You play to win the game. But ultimately, you don't win every year. And nobody wins every year.
It's too hard, and it's not realistic.
Exactly. It's not realistic. But for a great player like Kershaw, you have to win. So to be able to win one, even for him, like one isn't enough for his legacy. It's not. But especially on a great
franchise. But you at least need it.
But you can't go out not having any.
Yeah.
So to finally check that box of being a world champion means a lot.
Yeah.
If I read this right too, I've always said the only other in our generation, the only pitcher that really compares to Clayton Kershaw is Justin Verlander in my eyes.
I think Verlander's the best pitcher of our era, personally. But
if we're gonna use the Kershaw narrative, Justin Verlander has some.
He's got rocked. He has the highest ERA, doesn't he?
Ever in the World Series.
He has the World Series, and I don't think he's ever actually registered a win, if I'm not mistaken. He's never registered a win. So
he has like a 6 or 5 ERA, isn't he?
I mean,
what about Randy Johnson?
Well, he's not our era. He's pre our era.
Right,
I'm not sure what his world. I feel like he was dominant.
I'm tripping. All time. I'm tripping.
Well, all time. I mean, Sandy Koufax probably has like the best run.
Right.
That's like
Pedro too. Pedro was nasty.
Pedro was crazy. And Mariano Rivera, I know he's not a starter, but we're just going to go pitch.
Do we want to do that? Because I'm down for that question.
Mariano Rivera. I didn't have
have
too much time to prep it, but I would say Mariano Rivera probably has the best numbers. That guy is like allowed one run.
Well, no, not even based on numbers, because I have baseball's gnarly on numbers, dude. That's tough to say. But I'm just talking about off the top of your head, who you think the best pitcher of all time is. And you would say Mariano Rivera. You'll go with closer?
Arguably Mariano Rivera. He was the toughest. He's the toughest to ever hit. And he's probably
I can't give it to a reliever though.
He's pitched in some of the most biggest moments in
high leverage
games
situations
ever, like multiple World Series, and he's been nails every single time.
Yeah,
can't argue that.
Just about, except when Gonzo.
I just felt like I can't give it to a reliever though.
It should have been
an infield in.
It should have been an out.
Because like you could say the same thing with like starters though that pitched in World Series, and they was in every inning was a high leverage situation though. So it's like you were in a lot of high leverage situations as well as a pitcher. I mean, as a starter. Because like in the World Series, you know how everybody is. Every fucking at bat and pitch feels gnarly in the World Series. Mm-hmm. So to pitch 7 innings in the World Series, that's lit.
To go down this tangent of like greatest pitchers of all time, I guess off the top of my head, I'm gonna just like names that come right to my mind are like Sandy Koufax, Nolan Ryan, Randy Johnson, like those three, Roger Clemens, those 4, Pedro Martinez, like those 5 really stick with me every time you bring up greatest pitchers of all time. Those are kind of 5 names that immediately go into my brain.
Yeah, my bad. I didn't have this prepared for nobody.
No, it's cool. I mean, it's a good little tangent to run with real quick.
Would be my guess off the top of my head. Randy was nasty as well.
Right.
But Pedro would probably be my pick as well.
Randy at 6 foot whatever with that lefty shit. Like, that's unhittable.
Dude,
that
killed
shit's
a bird.
stupid.
Dude,
like, shit's unhittable.
A bird.
Just don't like, if you're a left-handed batter in the box against Randy Johnson, the John Kruk in the All-Star game literally says everything you need to know about it. Like, I just don't even know how you go about standing.
How do I pick up the ball?
How do you just confidently stand in there and like, because it's all about confidence when you're in the box. Like, I got nothing for you. If I'm a left-handed batter, oh my God, I got nothing for that. Nothing.
It's coming down so fast and hard.
And it looks like it's coming right at you every time.
And I talk about it every time with tall pitchers. Like, it's getting dropped on top of you. And he was taller than everybody, bro. The fool's like 6'9".
How tall is Kershaw? Like 6'4"?
6'4",
yeah, 6'4", 6'5", maybe.
That's not too crazy.
Big dude, though. I mean, he's definitely a big guy.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
And just that arm slot that Randy's giving it to you don't see that. You're really not seeing it much out of any other pitcher you're going to see all week other than Randy Johnson. Like I just And then the stuff like alone from
Randy
the
got
delivery,
two?
the stuff is gnarly. I think he just got the one with the year Gonzalez beat Mariano.
with the
only got one.
Diamondbacks.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
But
crazy how
baseball's
such a
weird.
dominant
It's
guy,
crazy.
man. Well,
Like,
as a
man,
that's
pitcher, you
sucks, 'cause
can't carry.
that Seattle team should have won, man. They were nice.
It's just hard to carry as a pitcher. Like we all give Mad Bum all that credit, and I'm not taking away from Mad Bum. He did carry. He's amongst the most clutch
Mad Bum's like
postseason
Steph
pitcher
Curry.
I've ever mentioned. But like at the end of the day, a starting pitcher really can't carry you like we all want him to. Like in basketball, one player can always carry you. You can really get far. But like at the end of the day, even in the postseason as a starting pitcher, I can only pitch every few days. And if I'm going every few days, I can't pitch the whole game. I can only give you a few innings. So I think the Giants hitters always take a big lump in all those World Series talks, and they were crucial. They got early leads. They got big hits. Those bullpens were good. Romo was lights out back then. Wilson lights out back then. And I think Mad Bum deserves a ton of credit. Like I don't want to take away because he, like I said,
It was more his mystique
clutch.
is what led that team.
Right, but it's just so hard to carry as a starter, which is why guys like Randy only get one. It's just hard.
And even if you pitch well, we just saw it with Blake Snell. They scored him one freaking run, and then we've said it for years with Kershaw.
Exactly.
Dude will pitch 6 innings, lights out, and we'll give him 3 hits of support, no runs. Like, oh my God. As a pitcher, you're looking at it and you're like, God, I got to keep putting up zeros. I can't let people on base. Like, and then one guy gets on base and it kind of unravels from there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very good point. That guy,
and I think it plays both ways when you're in those big games. I think as a hitter, you need to give this guy his deserving runs. This is your horse, and you're putting that added pressure on yourself to like, I need to get him his lead. We need to get him those run supports so that way we could ride our horse. And I think it plays back and forth both ways in those big games. That's why, like I said, it's just so hard as a dominant pitcher to really carry a team through.
It'll get to you mentally too early because you're like, I got to get him early. If I can get Kershaw 3 runs early, God, we could if I go 6th inning. You know what I mean? Yeah,
and if I go through the whole lineup time and a half or 2 times and I'm not there, like it's by that time it's almost too late. And you saw it in the Blake Snell game. It got so heavy, and thank God. And I mean to circle back to the Austin Barnes things. Like I don't know how many times I'd said it on the podcast or you guys when we were watching games throughout the Braves series and now the World Series, like. The Dodger lineup being so deep and able to flip itself over at the bottom with Taylor, Smith, and Barnes did such a good job this postseason, especially with 1 or 2 outs when times were about to end the inning, of flipping it over to the guys that really run the lineup. And I think it led to the Blake Snell getting pulled early, and it kind of just proves the point. Like it was so big, and that lineup was just so crucial in doing that. That's everything. That's everything in baseball, to flip it over to those guys in those crucial 2 outs clutch situations where they come through.
Oh, Mad Bum, I just think Mad Bum's legacy is interesting. I think his legacy is similar to Steph Curry's, of like just guys that capitalized in their moment when they had the chance. Like when they got in that situation, they didn't lose. They made sure to handle the situation. But they're not the greatest ever, but they made sure when their moment called, they capitalized it.
Adam Bossett always says meet your moment, and they always met their moment.
Yeah, exactly. And I think to prove the Steph Curry comparison even more, because I think it's so perfect, is essentially both of them kind of changed the game. I think that whole era of Mad Bum doing that, we always see starters going to the pen now. We always see them wanting to bring starters in big games in the postseason and kind of weave their way into the end of these series and into the bullpens and that type of stuff.
Because your starters are your best arms. Like,
and we saw Kershaw down there stretching and warming up. Dustin May's going in and out of the rotation and bullpen all year. I think Mad Bum and then also that Royals team in the middle of those 2010 decades really kind of changed the perspective of how to handle these postseason games. And I'm not sure it's for the best. I think they were just in a rare situation with guys who are able to do that, because we saw it now. Everyone's trying to replicate that, and it didn't work well for the Rays. It lost them essentially that Game 6 in this World Series. But just like Steph Curry, he changed the game of basketball with the way they completely innovated offense and shooting. I think Mad Bum kind of
trainer these days.
Yeah, and I think Mad Bum kind of did something similar in the way we handle these postseason games, because he was so unique and different and dominant. You wanted to replicate it because it was so hard to stop.
Can't replicate that. That dude's amazing.
Right, and you can't replicate Steph and Clay. Like that shit is just too money. No 2 people can shoot like that. Like,
never. But it's time for you to give your boy his roses, man. I know you're a big time Seager fan. You celebrated in the jersey. I did a fantastic video for the other team. That shit was awesome.
That was fun to do that night. I've had the worst luck with jerseys, by the way, when I buy them.
Actually, talk about that as well. The whole
purchasing
was wild. It was wild out there, man.
Down in downtown LA, it was nuts. So I am happy I actually nailed a jersey purchase this season with Seager. The last time I nailed one was Brandon Marshall with the Bears. He actually had like a Pro Bowl year, the year I bought his jersey. Every other jersey I bought, guys get injured, traded, or just
How many
tank their
jerseys do you
careers.
have?
Blake Griffin, Adrian Gonzalez, Paul George, now
Aegon was
Seager.
good at the time.
Yeah, Aegon was another one that kind of clutched up, but that's 6 years ago, Jake. Like that's
And
a
now
long
he's
time to
retired.
buy
It's a
crappy.
good
I have a
classic.
Jay Cutler. Like I have some really bad jerseys in my closet. Paul Pogba hasn't really worked out. I don't really wear that a lot. Like
Who the hell is that?
that's the
That's a
Manchester
soccer
United.
player.
Yeah, he's the Manchester United signing
I know
from
that, yeah,
Attaboy.
The Frenchman.
But anyways, so Seager, you guys know me. Couldn't be happier for him. Couldn't be a bigger fan. I think he just proved that when healthy, he is every bit as good as any superstar you're thinking of, not named Mike Trout. And
Yeah,
not
I
named
agree.
Mookie Betts, I guess, but I think he makes a damn good case. Mookie Betts finished as a finalist in MVP. And if you look at Corey Seager, you could make a damn good case that he could have been the finalist from the Dodgers for MVP of the season, not just postseason, because he did win that in the World Series and stuff. But in the whole regular season, you could make a damn good case that Corey Seager was
You know what
just as
separates
important,
him, though?
just as better. The
The
defense.
glove.
The glove. Because Corey Seager isn't a bad defender, but he's nothing
I was
more
just
than
about to say,
a little
like,
bit above average.
You could give Seager the MVP, I guess, for the World Series, but Mookie was the MVP of the playoffs. Like,
I don't know if I believe that either. I think they complement each other. That's what's so great. Is I believe
defensively, he saved so many runs. It felt like he was pitching.
Yeah.
Like, the dude was out there just robbing shit. Like,
I told you, I think he could pitch if we had to ask him to. He's so good at everything on the
that
diamond.
was
I think he
Mariano
could.
in right field. Like, dude was just closing innings. Like, oh, you thought? No.
I think his ability to steal so many bases and then to get home on those infield groundouts and stuff he's so pivotal. I think he just complements the lineup so well.
Like, he did an outfield in that he would have had an impact. Like, that man, I can't emphasize that enough. Like,
bro, he's the
I don't know if I've
anchor.
ever seen somebody impact the game in so many games in right field. Like,
Yeah.
bro, what are you
Just so
on?
many
Like,
ways. Like,
why is
so
the ball
many
just getting
ways.
hit to you so much and you're just making phenomenal plays? Like, God,
Stop hitting it over there.
Exactly. Pull the fucking ball somewhere else. Like, I don't know. That ain't the answer. Stop hitting it to what? 50?
I love
Stop
the
hitting
way
the number 50. Or
Mookie
is he 55?
allows Seager
50, isn't he?
to be so good and kind of anchor the top of the lineup, right? Like Mookie is the solidified leadoff hitter we've wanted forever during this whole stretch.
Right.
And in doing that, it allows Seager to sit in his natural position in an order, which is possibly my best hitter, number 2, RBI machine, just doesn't strike out, bats a ball, pure destructive hitter. And I think Seager being able to look at Mookie and know like this guy has got us covered at the top, like it just trickles down and they just complement each other both ways, which is why I'm not lying. Back up the Brinks truck, and before you solidify anything else, you make sure you solidify that 1-2 in your lineup for the next 6-7 years. Like,
Cody
there's
and make a
nothing
strong
else.
case for sure.
I love Cody, and he's so pivotal. He's so clutch. He's been a big time player. I'm willing to die on it right now, and I've been saying it for years. Like, if I have to choose, I'm letting Cody Bellinger go.
I
And
agree.
I'm taking Corey
Dude, I
Seager
think most of
1,000%.
I agree with you at this point.
Like,
Like, until Cody can literally
300,
commit on his
250.
swing. Like, just commit on a swing, dog. Like, quit changing. Like, you got too much of a chop, and then when you're really feeling it, it's not this chop. Like, he just has to commit on it.
And Cody brings the similar effect of like that two-way presence that we love in Mookie. Like Cody
he's
is
amazing in
so
center
good
field.
in
That's
center
what
field.
makes you want to keep him as well.
And we're
then you can
forgetting
move
that
him
he's
first.
a Gold Glove first baseman. Like
Exactly.
if Max Muncy's out of the picture, he goes and plays Gold Glove caliber first base.
That's who might
So
actually be
good.
out the picture because he's gonna hit. That's him and Kike. It's
I
kind
think Max Muncy's future with the Dodgers depends a lot as well on if the DH permanently moves to the
We
National
still get
League.
one more year of
I
Max
hope
Muncy.
not, please don't.
Right, but I think if
it
that
is,
does,
but
then,
I'm gonna cry
yeah,
when it happens. It's happening.
I think it does as
It's a
well.
sad
And
day
if
for
that
this
does
pod.
happen, I think Justin Turner and Max Muncy's futures with
I'll
the
be on my
Dodgers are almost
Shannon
solidified to
Sharp.
like
I'll be on a
retire
bottle
here.
of whiskey.
And I think you're able to, if that happens, you're able to really keep a lot of this core if they want to. Like a lot of the names we're going to go over, if you anticipate the DH staying, Muncy, Jock, Turner are all guys you would want to keep if you move forward with the DH in the National League permanently. Because if not, then you want Jock to go to the American League and experience the best of his abilities. But if you're going to keep a DH, like essentially you could try to keep Jock on this roster.
So these are the 6 names. Then we'll just get right to it. 6 names.
Wait, before we do though, what
Yeah.
is Muncy's like contract status?
We have
Next
one
year.
more year, and then
Okay.
he's free agent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So these are the 6 names. You know, I don't know how many you can keep, but who do you think you can keep and who you're letting go? Jock Peterson, Blake Trinan, Justin Turner, Kike Hernandez, Alex Wood, Pedro Baez. Who do you got to keep? Who's it like? Who do you have to keep in those 6?
Trinan and Turner have to come back, guaranteed. Like those, I think
Are we
those two names are
assuming?
huge.
Are we assuming DH will stay?
I think regardless, Turner's proved that he still plays Gold Glove caliber third base. He played so well at third base.
How do you like Rios though?
Yeah.
It's like how much
I love
do they
Rios.
like Rios?
I do love Rios.
I like him.
That's what the Dodgers are like. How much are you willing to get Gavin Lux onto the field? Because they're gonna have to play him soon.
Well, that's why I think Kike goes.
Yeah, I don't think Kike comes back.
Kike's not coming back because Kike's about to go get some money. Like,
Right.
It's time for Kike to go get
Right,
paid.
and we're not going to pay it because we have Gavin Lux just waiting on the back burner, just
He's
dying.
pissed.
He's dying to get 300 at bats in the MLB. Right,
I think the Dodgers have proved they're willing to let those young guys kind of build on the bench for a decent amount of time. Like I don't anticipate Rios playing 120 games next year
at all.
I would anticipate Justin Turner proved he's very healthy,
Well,
very spry still, and I could still see Justin Turner playing 140 games next year.
If they give you your Christmas wish with Bauer, those guys are gonna play because it ain't enough money to go around. If they go around and really figure out how to get Trevor Bauer, I don't know if they can bring all these guys back because they're coming off a World Series. These guys deserve to get paid. So
right, I agree. I think Justin Turner.
They bring Bauer,
I don't think
they're gonna
Justin
just bring
Turner
a
wants
trainer.
to play for anyone else. I think that's one you can.
How old is Turner?
Try to
36.
Yeah, he's got.
He's a late bloomer.
He's taking him.
I think you can honestly, like there's
there's
probably room to work with each other there just off anticipation. You know, there's really nothing that I know, but I just have like feeling I would.
I'm just saying if they get Bauer, that's a lot.
Feel like the type of guy that wants to go make money and play for another jersey. I think Justin Turner very much wants to stay a Dodger.
Well, the
like,
thing is,
I feel that. I agree with that.
He's become like Dodger lore. He's become a Mount Rushmore Dodger great. Like he will be a Dodger. He's a Dodger legend. Like I don't think there's.
He's older. Like I don't know if he really just wants to go do all of that.
Right, and then you have to go try to do it. And then what if you go and you stink somewhere and it's not the same?
I think that's the biggest thing.
You know,
he wasn't the
if you
greatest
stay
player.
Here, you're going to be in lore forever. So I think
that's really. I think that's the most
big.
important part, Zach, is that he wasn't the greatest player anywhere else, and that he.
Yeah, I mean, he was also not awarded 400 at bats anywhere else.
Well, yeah, but regardless, it maybe was a reason why you didn't get those 400 bats. Like
you found the comfortable niche here, and that seems to work for you.
The grass ain't always greener on the other side. You're a little bit older, dude. Take the pay cut if you have to. But to answer the question, I think Trinan and Turner as well are the most important guys. Let Wood go.
I would like to let Wood come back. He always steps up. He's a big.
I will agree, Zach.
I like Baez.
Regular season.
That's the one. That's the one. I'm like, I've already crossed him out the bottom of mine. I'm like,
Kike I crossed out because I want Kike to get paid.
Yeah, I just feel like
you know who he's gonna go play for it in my eyes, like who he fits perfectly.
I was gonna say
Joe Madden. Well, yeah, but I thought Cubs, but then it hit me. Joe Madden's not there anymore, and I'm just like, you just seem like the kind of guy Joe Madden loves.
Kike?
Just big locker room guy, multiple positions, and a clutch performer. That screams Joe Madden to me.
They're looking at Colton Wong, so it could be if they don't get him, they could get.
I think Alex Wood, and I think his value is all year long too, because you know how the Dodgers are with their starting rotation. You know, there's constantly so many guys in and out of it. This is a guy, given injury or whatever happens, this is the guy you can plug into your starting lineup in a 162 game season or your starting rotation and really eat up a lot of starts and innings and be comfortable and probably confident with a lot of it. And I don't have to say it again. Like in the postseason, he steps up every time. He was money. He brought juice into this life into this team when he came into that game at the end of the World Series. Like he was big for us.
Just think the Dodgers weren't even supposed to have Jock this year. They traded him.
He was supposed to be an angel, and
COVID happened.
That's the craziest thing.
COVID.
I hope they sent Artie Moreno backed out of the deal. It wasn't COVID. It was Artie Moreno backed out of the deal. I hope they sent him a gift basket. Like legit with a new Lexus. Like, bro, the dude ended up batting 400 in the World Series and was extremely pivotal and clutch.
I don't know why.
Because Artie Moreno's a
made some
weirdo.
good catches.
All because
Jacques
Artie
might need
Moreno's
to
a
just
weirdo.
reevaluate and say, fuck all this swinging for the fences and bat like he bats
in the postseason. It's such a different player. Like he's literally an all-around different player. He'll go to the opposite field gap. Like he'll shorten up a swing and take a single. But like
that's analytics. I'm tired of these stupid calculators.
He gets in the same exact positions in the regular season, and he's just like trying to drop dicks. Like fuck it, I'm swinging, I'm dropping dicks all season. Like I don't care. Postseason comes, and he's like, okay, I know how to hit again. Like I'm back to that AAA guy that everyone thought was going to be 30-30. I'm like, what the hell, Josh?
Porch, like, play baseball the way it should be. Like. Man,
I just want him to be like,
I feel the same.
I'm with you. I just want to have a consistent approach, and I think the postseason approach works really well for him. So I think you should.
I know every time
try
I
to
see
incorporate
these ridiculous shifts, I want to pass out because guys won't literally just play t-ball.
Yeah.
What do you
Walk
think
to first
about
base.
so they're talking about rules to kind of diminish some of these shifts, because I know we all saw the softball outfield. Cash was running out there with the 4 outfielders for a while,
which is lit. I was like,
what-
okay.
one of the suggestions is you have to have at least like all 4 infielders have to have cleats on the dirt was one of them. Or
So it'd be
another
like
one,
illegal defenses and stuff.
yeah,
like that?
yeah, exactly. Like the umpires would stop the game and make you
Personal foul.
line up accordingly. Another one
2
was
strikes.
at least 3 players with cleats on the dirt, or at least 2 players on each side of the bag, however you want to position them, stuff like that. What do you guys think about trying to incorporate some
As
of that
much
stuff?
as I hate the shift, I think no, because I think you're changing the game again. Like
Mhm.
the rule is like I just have to have 9 players on the other side, right? Pitcher has to be on the mound, catcher's got to be catching it, and then really the other 7, like I can do whatever I want them. I think like I just want hitters and offenses to like Terrence said, bunt the fucking ball down the third baseline and give me and just keep moving the lineup, turn it over, make that pitcher throw more pitches, high leverage pitches. When you get that guy on first, that shift's gonna get weird. How many times a year do we see a?
I think they threw out rule for outfield shifts.
A fucked up ass double play because they're shifted, right? And then it's like the third baseman can't cover it right, and a guy runs out of double play next inning or next batter 2-run home run. Like when it could have been a routine double play ball if you just didn't shift. I think it's just on offenses to adjust. In my eyes.
As much as I hate the Astros, like in a big game against the Rays in that series, he bunted to second base for like an RBI because they tried to pull a shift with the guy on second base, and like George Springer, amongst the most dangerous hitters in this league, one of the best postseason hitters we've seen, was willing to bunt it. And I think more of that is what people need to do. You see Anthony Rizzo do it a lot, and I love him for it. Like he doesn't put up with that shift shit. Anthony Rizzo will drop a bunt.
I don't think they should overly change shift rules because it's a part of the game. They've already changed the rules by making pitchers pitch to 3 batters, which I actually like now.
I actually like that one too. Actually, I'm not gonna lie to Terrence.
But
like
you're changing it. They're changing the game in a sense, but I do think having illegal defenses is important, though, because it is getting wild having 4 outfielders. I don't know if that is the key, but at the same time, just drop the damn bunt down. It's literally an open base. But
Right, I agree.
I don't know, but I don't know. I just know the games aren't faster. Like I love baseball, and it's like I can't watch 9 innings all the time. It's hard. It's hard to watch 9 innings. That's a long.
If it's not the postseason, like the postseason obviously amps it up, and it's easier.
Yeah, because it's just high leverage situations every single at bat. But it's
Mhm.
like I absolutely love baseball, and I can't express this enough. It is
that May game
hard
gets
as
weird.
shit.
That June game.
Bro, I've been at baseball games in person to where it was like, God damn, when is this game over? Like I'm ready to go. Like this has been a while here. Like, I absolutely love baseball, but it's just those games 3 hours long and shit. It's like, bro, this is a journey out here. I don't know how they fix that though. Because it's an acquired taste. It isn't a way to fix that.
It is. Any last words on the world champion Los Angeles Dodgers? Julio Urias, by the way, I told you guys, is now Baby Fern. And talk about Dodger lore. He is solidified in Dodger lore. That guy's a Dodger legend now.
Yeah.
Shit. Mad Bum 2.0 as well. Shit.
All-time postseason.
My only last words is Blake Snell. I'm sorry, G.
Oh, for real.
Kevin Cash,
really
you should have got the MVP.
As much as I'm happy the Dodgers won it, I definitely feel for Blake Snell. Only thing I will say, and this is to Jacob's point at the beginning of the season, is I love this championship. It means everything to me. Celebrated it like a madman. I was in the heart of the city after it happened. I want to see us do it again with the whole season. I want to see us do it with the real one. Absolutely.
Yeah, next year's the one I want.
Prove it again.
Come back, miss the playoffs. Padres win.
Prove it again. Oh my God.
That's gonna be a good rivalry next year.
Story, though. That's a crazy story. Like
that would be
Dodgers ain't gonna do it. I guess I want a Cinderella shit like that.
All right. Before we move on, real quick, just hypotheticals. If the Dodgers missed the playoffs last year, does that diminish any bit of this championship?
Next year? You mean next year?
Yeah. If let's say they go next year, full season, they missed the playoffs. Does that kind of diminish their championship because it was?
I don't think it would diminish this season because even though it was a 60-game championship, they were the clear-cut best team all 60 games. Like, we are literally favored in Vegas.
The question is it an argument?
I don't think so. Like, I don't think so either.
Proved
they were the best.
I think it might be an argument there.
And I think because like you had the 2 best teams this year, like you had literally the best record and second best record in the MLB playing the World Series. Like it seemed like it still was the 2 best teams in the league. And like for the most part in the playoffs, you had all the good teams. Like the Yankees were there, towards the end. The Braves, Dodgers, Rays.
You didn't have
Astros,
the Orioles playing the Dodgers in the World Series.
The Reds didn't make a run, and it wasn't Dodgers Reds in the NLCS. You know what I mean? So like.
We had the expanded playoffs, which was dope, but like none of the lower seeds really made that run. So I think it holds up.
So I think it held.
For sure.
A's were a good team, and they were there all year and towards the end. So I would say the same, man. But I think the story would just be that period the Dodgers didn't make the playoffs after 8 straight division titles.
I do think it would somewhat be a little bit of a story, but I don't know if it's a huge one.
I can guarantee you it will be a story, and people will bring it up 100%.
Because it's kind of like the same thing with the well, I can't say that. It wouldn't be the same thing with the Lakers because they had a weird ass year, and they did play the whole season. Mm-hmm. I can't say the same. Essentially, yeah. All right, my bad though, Jake. Take us on.
To the gridiron. Had some good football this weekend. Crazy, actually.
Fire my coach. I'm over it.
We had a surprise good Monday night.
Love when the Lions lose. It's fire Patricia again. Sorry, Jake. Keep going.
Last week it was I love that fat dude. We're lit. That's what was great. To me, and stop me if I'm wrong, because I have actually been stopped before when it comes to football. I feel like I'm always off the headline. Steelers are number one story, right? That Steelers-Ravens game was really good. I obviously wanted the Ravens. I'm the Harbaugh guy here. You guys are the Tomlin guys. I'm sure you're very happy. I have to eat a ton of crow this episode. Your coach, we had the coach argument, and that coach beat my coach. So you definitely guys are tooting the horns, and I'm feeling a little stupid, a little bit clown meme.
So I don't know the overall record, but I heard this on the broadcast, and I didn't even realize this. Do you guys know how many times those two have faced off against each other?
If Tomlin, I had to guess, 20 plus.
Absolutely, it's the third most in NFL history.
Yeah.
Well, Harbaugh and Tomlin.
Yeah, that was
two times a year for over a decade now.
If I'm not mistaken, that was their 28th meeting all time. I don't know the records. They didn't put a graphic up. I heard Romo say it, or whoever had the game. 14, I heard them 12. Say it on the broadcast, and I thought, damn, I'm glad we debated them. We were right on the money. These are very comparable guys because they are essential rivals. They know each other like the back of their hands.
I may have been harsh on Tomlin, but I still would rather take Harbaugh, but I may have been harsh.
Yeah, and I guess, I know Tomlin. I know Tomlin won the game, so it's easier to say this, but obviously my feelings haven't changed. I'm a big Tomlin.
He could have lost that game, and I would have still felt that way.
It's a great franchise. As a coach. It's amongst one of the best runs.
Signature. Damn, we almost made the playoffs with the duck call.
The Ravens outgained them that game. At times, the Ravens actually did look better than them that game. So I think they are still, those are two of the better teams in the league, and that when they play again, it could turn out differently. But the Steelers are still undefeated. I think they were the only undefeated team left in the league, if I'm not mistaken.
They concern me.
Schedule's getting easy. Schedule's getting easy too. They might go 10-0. They might go 10-0.
I don't know if I really want to get into the two teams. I think the story always comes out of this is who is Lamar Jackson? Who is he, right? It seems, and it's I don't even know where to go with it.
23-year-old quarterback.
Which is crazy, Terrence, because I didn't even realize he was still that young, and that really did give me a new perspective because
he's younger than Joe Burrow.
Because it made me think well, God, he's got the personality to sit there in the offseason and address his flaws. You know what I mean? And exactly. But at the same time, I feel like Zach, where it's here we go again. They lose another one, and it's there's clearly we talk about this all the time with I can't think of the quarterback's name, but Garoppolo, right? Kyle Shanahan does not trust Jimmy Garoppolo. You can tell by the way they run the team. They had 3rd and 8 in this game, down 4 in the fourth quarter, and they ran the ball. They didn't put it in Lamar Jackson's hands. That's telling to me, right?
To me,
it's
goes down
the question.
To
who is he? Who is he?
To me, it goes down with Shanahan and both these coaches. Why is he back there if you're not going to let him sling it? It makes absolutely no sense to hamper your offense if you're not going to let the man throw the ball. I understand Lamar Jackson's a great athlete, but if you really think he can't throw the ball, then let's figure out how to use his athleticism in other ways, because to play the quarterback position, throw the ball. Personally, I don't think Lamar Jackson is that bad of a thrower. Football's all about rhythm. You let guys start getting in rhythm, he could probably throw the damn ball better. Stop making him like my Lions. We run pass a lot, and it's so hard, but thank God Stafford's an elite quarterback that he can pick up third downs all the time. Luckily, the Ravens are a fantastic running team, so they're not on a lot of third down and long.
It's definitely their identity.
Yeah, so they don't have to pick
3rd and 3. It's great.
Exactly, and they're usually in 3rd and 3 because they run the ball so damn well on 1st and 2nd down. Lamar gets the easy play action, or he can run it, or whatever their offense chooses. It's a quick out to Andrews. But ultimately, when they get in those 3rd and longs, it's why is this guy playing quarterback if you're not going to let him actually try to pick the ball
and live or die with it, right?
You're a dumbass for letting him play quarterback, and it's showing that this guy's not a quarterback, or you don't trust him and let the guy sling the damn ball. Which one is it? Let him sling the ball, or he shouldn't be playing quarterback. This Zach, is the NFL.
I know you got I know I know you're I don't want to say anti-Lamar, but like you feel the opposite way that we feel with Lamar typically.
I'm super critical of Lamar.
I'm starting to
for
gravitate
sure.
towards you, but I'm not there yet. But God, it's getting.
I'm nowhere near that yet.
Yeah,
I still think
I'm obviously one of the
potential.
most critical people of Lamar. I just feel like, he gets a ton of the hype and a ton of the talk. And like, I don't
think so. I feel like he gets a ton of hate.
I think like because he's very high.
It's a weekly thing with him.
Once he got successful, I believe he's gotten like a ton of hype. I mean, he's obvious and he's an MVP winner. Like with that, I believe comes expectations and for sure, like eyes on you the next season. Like you're the MVP. Like, okay, like let me see what's going on this year. And I didn't see a ton of improvement. I haven't yet. And I think there's been noticeable things in big games. Like Jake said, like the OC is shying the game winning drive to go win the game. I mean, they ended up getting the ball back.
For sure.
But what we thought was the game winning drive was 10 straight runs, 10 straight. And I get it. Like you're a running team. That's your identity. And you ran the ball fairly well on that Steelers defense. I totally get that. They got all the way down to like the 35, running it like 9 straight times, 10 straight times. But at the end of the day, like we all know in this league, this is nothing new. Like you have to be able to throw the ball to win. And if I'm watching this team tell me that they don't trust this man to throw the ball, then I think I'm going to raise questions. And I think some of his biggest games, he's kind of, I'm not going to say regrets because he's a great talent and there's so much there, but like he hasn't stepped up to the plate as I expect someone in his expectations and in his shoes to do it. Like he hasn't. There's been just as many big games he has succeeded. I think there's been a big list of big games. He's been very, Jake used the best word, underwhelming. Like I'm not going to say flop or terrible, but just underwhelming. Like yesterday was such a big game. And I'm like, you just didn't wow me. After 2 weeks prior against the Chiefs, like didn't wow me or whatever it was, 3 weeks. Like one thing I love about Lamar is he always beats teams he's supposed to beat. I love that. That's a great quality. Yes. That's how you get the playoffs every year. And that's how you get in big games.
My whole thing with Lamar, my bad, Zach.
No, you're good. I mean, the only thing I was going to say is like he also doesn't put people away and he doesn't have the ability to stand there and get quick scores and bring his team back. And I think that's super, super scary.
But what bothers me is like we haven't even seen the Ravens actually let him fail doing it. They just keep running the damn ball. Mm-hmm. Shit, let's see the dude throw 5 picks then. And then we'll be like, well, shit, let's time to pull Lamar. Like if you really think he can't throw it, then let's see him really just embarrass himself and shit. Let's figure out now he's a wide receiver or a running back or whatever the hell you think he is. Because clearly you don't think he's a freaking quarterback because you're not letting him throw the ball. But my whole thing with Lamar is that what frustrates me because I think he is a quarterback and I think he's a phenomenal talent.
I definitely think he's a quarterback.
What bothers me is that, well, it doesn't even bother me, but it makes me question that did this MVP get to his head in the sense that he didn't work as hard as he should have this offseason? Did he think that he had everything figured out and that he
didn't address the flaws like I just said
on cloud 9 and that you weren't really working on your game enough? Because that clearly appears to be. He didn't improve as a thrower as much as he should have, but at the same time, he's so damn young. Like, I cannot close the book on somebody who's already been an MVP, who makes it to the playoffs all the time. You just said he wins all the games he's supposed to win at 23 years old. The only thing you need to fix is beating the teams that are the teams that win the Super Bowl at 23. Shit, kid, you're ahead of a lot of people. I'm not pulling the plug on you.
Most of the league, you know what I mean?
The plug on you. You're ahead of like what? More than half of the league. That's like 70% of the league can't figure that shit out. Mm-hmm. So like, I'm not ready to pull the plug on him.
That's so fair. Such fair criticism right there.
He needs to literally get in the lab though. You're 23 kid. Patrick Mahomes said he didn't even know how to read fucking defenses, but we just brushed over that and was like, this dude's just amazing.
When you
Not everybody's Patrick Mahomes. Not everybody's Patrick Mahomes. This dude, dad is a pitcher. Like they just know how to throw. Like that shit is ingrained in their body. Patrick came out the womb like, who, dad, catch this? Like, so it's like, that's just how that is. Like Lamar, I'm not giving up on him. He needs to literally get in the lab. Mm-hmm. He needs to get with a QB coach, somebody that really is going to get him right.
I want to see him break through with that big performance in that big game. Like I want to see it. I just feel like my eyes are on him, and every time
let him do it.
Every time I go into a game,
or not do it. You know what I mean? Let him do
it
or not.
When have we actually seen Lamar get the chance to keep dropping back? And we're like, oh my Jesus, this dude really can't do it. Like
the Chargers,
all they do is like
rookie year, and it's like, give me a break. That was his rookie year, dude.
And that was live and die in the playoffs. And it was like the Chargers literally scheme up everybody. Like they make Patrick Mahomes look lost sometimes. Like the Chargers are phenomenal.
I don't know.
The frustrating thing,
they let him throw it a lot in the Steelers game. I'm like, I'm not going to brush it over. He threw it 28 times, and he did
28 times is not a lot in the NFL.
That is a lot. That is a lot of attempts. 30 attempts is a lot of attempts in
28
in the
attempts,
NFL.
in my opinion, is not a lot.
Yeah, he went 13 for 28, and he threw 2 picks. I'm like, that's where my criticism was this game, was like his inability to throw, and his inability to throw led them to make those running decisions at the end of the game. That's how I feel like I'm always criticizing. Like when he can't
For
throw
me
in the
to
big
give
games,
up on you, I need you to throw more than that, though.
Yeah,
It's
I'm not ready to give
frustrating.
up on a 23-year-old either.
I'm not ready to give up on a guy that you only like throw 28 times. Like, let me throw the rock more if you think I can't throw. Like, I don't know. Just prove to me more. They're not letting him throw the ball.
It's frustrating because like you have to game plan a certain way around him because like if you don't, you see what happens. 300 yards on the ground from him with multiple home run plays, and you're cooked by halftime. Like you have to do something, but like then the frustration is like, okay, Lamar, you know that now you've just won the MP. You know that they're game planning this way. You have to adjust to it now. It's like a hitter in baseball. Like if you go a month of hitting 10 home runs, you're not seeing a fucking fastball again the whole next month. So now you have to adjust to it. Like that's where the frustration comes. Like, how are you not adjusting back to it? But it goes more to your point. Like he's 23. He might just not have learned how to do that yet. He has time to learn that. It gets frustrating to me.
Yeah, I'm not worried about him at all.
Told you guys in preseason NFL talk, Big Ben and the Steelers were coming this year.
Yeah.
Coming.
Boy. I think it's about that time. We are now halfway. That was week 8. We're halfway through the year. I want to know what everybody's top 5 team is. Top 5 teams in the NFL, 5-1. Whoever. I mean, if you thought about this, I think it's that time.
Chicago.
Deadline passed, right?
It's today.
It just passed today. Yeah, it ended at 1 o'clock.
Nobody.
Got brushed over by the election.
I'm just happy we didn't trade nobody. I thought they kept saying we might be sellers. I was like, no, Stafford is traded. I'm gonna literally cry on a pod. Like you would have saw me in tears.
If I had to give top 5 right now, gosh, I'm glad you asked this today, not last week, because the Rams, I can't figure that goddamn team out. And now they're really the West Coast Bears. I can't put them in either of my top 5 because I really just don't know if they're any good. The Titans are kind of swinging that way too. If I had to give my top 5, I think it's easier to go 1 through 5, not 5-1. Steelers, Chiefs, Seahawks. Like I think that's an easy top 3. Packers, even they know they have lost 2 out of 3. I think that's an easy top 4 essentially. And I would go Bucks as my 5th.
My teams are no order: Steelers.
Oh, I'd love an order.
Ravens, Chiefs, Bucks, Seahawks.
I went.
Fuck it, I'll put it in order for you. Let me see. We'll go Steelers is the best team. Then you got the Chiefs. Then I'll go Tampa, Seahawks, and then Baltimore.
Baltimore and Tampa over Green Bay. That's crazy. I'm not going to say crazy. That's spicy to me. That's spicy.
I wanted to put Baltimore because I do love their coach and I love that team. I went 5 Green Bay, and I had to put them over Baltimore because I got Aaron Rodgers or Lamar Jackson. Who do I want? I want Aaron Rodgers in that situation.
I would take that defense. I don't trust the Packers defense.
Which is fair.
Got cut up this week.
And in the playoffs, like they don't have enough. Like we keep talking about how great Aaron Rodgers is. He's been great forever, but they still haven't given him enough. That's why they only have one ring.
One game from the Super Bowl last year, though. I mean,
yeah,
and it
not
still
enough.
isn't enough. They should have got more stuff. Like he needs more receivers. The man been begging for years. Like, give me more damn help. They're like, shut up and get it done. He's like, I can't get it done with these bums. Like, and
so you said Packers, Jake?
Packers, and then I put Tampa Bay, but like I did want to put them higher. I wanted to put them over Seattle, and I don't know. Russell Wilson is having an all-time year. Like in any other year, considering like the way I would break these teams down, I would put them over Seattle. Like I like their quarterback overall more. In a if this guy wasn't having a Mr. Unlimited wasn't having literally a historic year. He's on pace for Mr. Unlimited.
Mr. Unlimited.
He's on pace for 59 passing touchdowns. That's most ever in a season, if I'm not mistaken.
We need that as like a little sound horn, man.
So like when you're playing that level of football, like I don't know, I don't care if your defense isn't that great. I don't care. You're gonna win games, dude. Like, so I put Tampa Bay 4th, but fuck, they could be higher. Seattle, Pittsburgh's undefeated, but I put them 2 because I still think the Chiefs are the cream of the crop of the NFL. And I
defense, man.
And It's
not like the Steelers.
It's not, but it's good enough to me. And I put them 1.
True.
because I think the only way you beat them is two teams I left out, which is Baltimore and Tennessee. You have to run the ball. It's like when the Patriots were fucking shit up. What was the way you beat them? Well, you had to keep Tom Brady off the field. That's the only way to beat them is you have to control the clock. And I think Pittsburgh is like, they like to throw. Big Ben's their best player, with the wide receivers. That's their best aspect of offense. Like, if you're going to try to get in a shootout with Kansas City, I'm sorry, brother. I'm taking Kansas City every fucking time. I don't care.
Zach, you said something interesting actually in our text when you said Lamar Jackson's a game manager. I don't think he is a game manager, but I think
they should coach him that way though.
Right, that's what I'm saying. He might be though.
I think that's how you're going to get the most out of him.
Maybe, but like I don't know how they coach him. Like they coach him on like a college scheme. Like they don't coach him on an NFL scheme. It feels like either let him just manage the game and pick up first downs and make timely throws.
Yeah.
But the offense they run is just, I don't know. It's hard to figure out. Maybe that's why.
I worded it a weird way. I said he's more Alex Smith than Aaron Rodgers. And what I meant by that is like, you stick Aaron Rodgers on the Jets, that team will win 9 games. I firmly believe it. Like Aaron Rodgers will make anyone a 9 or 10 win team. Like guaranteed. He's that elite. It doesn't matter. You get that sense with him. You get that feeling like he's that elite. Maybe not the Jets, but you get what I'm saying. Like there's damn near any roster. He's going to make that a 9 or 10 win team. Whereas Alex Smith, like nothing against him, great player, not going to get a gold jacket, but you can't put Alex Smith on any roster and expect that roster to be incrementally better like that. And I think Lamar Jackson's probably closer to that. He's in a great scheme, a great fit. The personnel and the identity of this team really works to what his abilities are. So he's really successful in Baltimore, but I can't just throw Lamar Jackson anywhere and expect that type of success. As of right now, that's kind of how I feel. That's why I think he's more game manager than just like elite quarterback talent.
They should coach him that way at least. Let him make the timely throws. Stop running the ball on obvious situations that should be passes.
And stop trying to trick people and like run the ball when like we have to have Lamar pass it now. Like when it's time for Lamar to pass it, like fucking just pass it.
Patrick Mahomes is a video game, by the way. He's now doing Aaron Rodgers things. He's got 21 touchdowns and 1
lastly,
pick.
yeah, because he played the Jets, the worst team in football.
He didn't get all 21 against them.
Jesus could be playing quarterback for the Jets. I'm sorry. I don't think that team would still win 9 games. He would lead the league in all passing yards, but they still wouldn't win 9 games. Like
they'd be a hell of a lot more competitive, though.
They would, though. They'll be in every game, and they putting up 40.
They'd start covering some spreads.
Like,
damn right.
They'll give up 50. Dude, what's his name? Williams, who just got traded, got in full uniform outside his apartment to make sure he let the world know he was ready to get the hell up out of the Jets. That was a fantastic photo. But just think about the thought process that man went through. This is a professional athlete. Went and put his fucking jersey on, full pads and uniform. Was like, no, I can't wait to send a statement. I hate these guys.
BC, and this place is a shit show.
All right, Zach, let's do it, man. I'm ready to get my pen and pad.
Right. Oh yeah. So what we're gonna do is, Zach, we're gonna give. You almost want like a controversial take. I feel like.
Yeah, I want you guys to pick 2 quarterbacks who we think are comparable. And Jacob did this.
Don't have a pen and pad.
Jacob did this with. We were kind of talking football over the last couple of days in the group message, and Jacob had just sent Goff over Carr, which we have retracted and realized. I think we all like Carr a little more than Goff right now, but a great comparison, right? And I said, let's all bring one of those to the pod today. So, I mean, I can start. I have one written down already. And it involves Carr, who we just mentioned. And I think it'll be good. I believe we all might agree, but I think it is a close debate. I went Carr over Wentz. I think I am ready after watching Carson Wentz this year. Never thought I would.
I agree. I don't agree.
I am ready to endorse Derek Carr over Carson Wentz. I'm ready for it.
That's a really good one, Zach.
We can start there. I like Carr more than Wentz.
I like Carr more.
I think Carr and they both have great quarterback-minded coaches.
I really like Carr.
For the top ones, I think Carr has shown noticeable improvement, especially this year under all the tutelage of John Gruden. I'm taking Derek Carr over Carson Wentz. You guys can try to tell me otherwise or not.
I've said it all season that I like Wentz, but at the same time,
and we don't agree on a lot. And I was like, Terrence going to agree with me today on my quarterback.
I like Derek Carr. I told you guys, if he didn't snap his leg up, man, and it was a bad way he broke his leg. Let's not forget, dude was on the field legit crying. He was like, it's broke. Like, that shit was horrific,
that shit was
dude.
weird.
Like,
that shit was,
it was a horrific way. Like, dude, like, he didn't handle that well. Like, to each his own. Like whoever, like, you break your leg, you handle it the way you handle it. And he did not handle it.
He didn't handle it well. It's got me so dead right now, dog.
But hey, he did it, dude. Like, it did. Shit sounded horrible. Like, but That's funny as hell. But real shit. And then he just had to get his rhythm back. Like he needed to get comfortable again in a pocket and be able to step up comfortably and stuff and get comfortable with Gruden's offense.
Needed to get hit a couple times, need to run and slide. Like
he
all
looks
that stuff.
good. Like he looked good. Like he looks good. I like Carr. And they don't even have no damn receivers over there. Like
right. It's not like his weapons are so much better than
at least he's
Wentz.
got a line.
He got the same weapons, Ertz and Wentz and Waller and Carr.
Okay. No. His weapons are better than Wentz's.
Travis Fulgham was on the Lions. Got cut.
Is nice.
Went to the Packers. They was like, oh, Aaron Rodgers needs receivers. Not you, brother. Beat it.
Here's the thing with Carson Wentz, and this is the only thing I can say to endorse him. It's like the things that he can do that we've seen him do. It's like I can't give up on that. I can't give up on like the type of plays he can give me, and like he can make deep throws. He's led comebacks. Like he can do the things you need a great quarterback to do. If I could just get him to throw the fucking ball away, like I get the play extension, bro. I get it. But it's like there's a limit.
You must have watched a lot of.
There's a limit. There's a limit.
He kind of he's like a poor man's Andrew Luck, low-key.
And he could be an Andrew Luck if he could just throw the ball away, dude.
He won't.
I'm like, fuck. I'm watching that game Sunday night, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? And then it's like wind gusting up in the air, and he's like, watch this fucking ball from the heavens. Like, what the fuck you think it's gonna do up there, Carson? It's gonna whirl around, and that guy, your receiver's not
windy as shit up there, like.
Right. And he's like, watch this bomb, dude. And I'm like, are you not using your head? I mean, I don't know. I don't have much else to endorse him other than like, I can't give up on you, Carson Wentz, because I know what you can be. And
I want to agree or disagree before we move off of mine. Do we agree or disagree?
I disagreed. I said I'm going Carson.
Okay. Terrence? Yeah. Terrence hates agreeing with me. I agree.
Okay.
Fucking Zach.
I ain't gonna look in your eyes.
I did.
Fuck you.
I did the battle of New York quarterbacks, and I said Sam Darnold over Danny Dimes.
No, fuck no. Come on, Jacob. God,
and I think
I agree.
No, I knew
Terrence doesn't even like Sam Darnold.
I agree. Danny Dimes stinks to me. I don't like that guy.
And I think
he got Carson Wentz problem.
Danny Dimes stinks.
He's unathletic too.
Sam Darnold is in a
athletic but
position.
unathletic. It's weird.
I'm endorsing.
Give your piece. I'm sorry, we went off too much. Give your piece.
I'm giving credit to a USC quarterback, so you know I must like this guy. Okay. I just think his situation's terrible. He's been in New York for 3 freaking years, and like Colin said today, if you put him on the Colts instead of Phillip Rivers, that Colts team might win 12 games.
No, Colin's smoking dope.
No, that's facts. That is facts. Play extender, can make every throw, good deep ball, has decent legs, like can read defenses. Sam Darnold's not a bad quarterback. I would rather have Sam Darnold than Danny Dimes. That's what I would say.
I think Danny Dimes if he fixes his inner Carson Wentz and stops holding onto the ball like a jackass and just trying to make a throw every time and will just spike it or toss it into the 6th row, I think he'd be incrementally better. He was in that game all night last night. He made a lot of good throws, made some tough bad throws, but like the physical abilities there, like the throw to Golden Tate for the touchdown is like, that is a dime. That's
the throw to the running back was a dime too. To Deion Lewis was a dime.
The 2-point convert. Oh no, the touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like with Danny Dimes, it's so Jekyll and Hyde because literally one play, extreme dime to Golden Tate. So like that is a freaking dime in the NFL touchdown. The next play, he has the 2-point conversion for overtime, and he literally just holds it for 3 seconds instead of just getting it out for the 2-point conversion, and they lose the game. So like that's the frustration with me and Danny Dimes. But I like him more than Darnold. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think his situation. I mean, obviously every situation is so much incrementally better than the Jets, but he hasn't been given a golden situation over there either.
All right, Terrence Scott, let me hear you.
So I disagree. I know Terrence agrees with yours, but I disagree.
I just started doing my own list. I was over here just working.
Doodling.
I already said I like Darnold over him. So
I'm down for your list. I'm down for your list.
Or you're great.
Well, I have a few now.
Give me a good one.
Let's see. Can you see this?
Tannehill over
Big Ben is spicy.
Burrow over Baker. I can get. What was that last one? Lock over who? Oh, Lock less than Goff. Okay, that's fair. I think
I almost did equal in. Honestly, that's more of a question. I wanted to ask that question, but let's address it first. Too. Tannehill, Goff.
Tannehill over Goff, I 100%
Tannehill over
disagree.
Big Ben.
Right. Tannehill over Big Ben, I think I 100% disagree. And I know Big Ben's not throwing for 300 yards anymore, but hell no. Hell no.
Tannehill, Zach, plays at like fucking
elite level.
A wild level of quarterback play.
He does.
His last, it's almost going on 2 years now. This dude's insane over there.
But it's the same thing. He has
Patrick Mahomes type numbers.
He's essentially Goff to me. He's essentially Goff to me. Like he has to have this dominant. He has to have this dominant run scheme to open up what he does. Whereas Big Ben, everything is run through Big Ben.
Nowhere. So.
Right, but like everything is running through Big Ben. Like he is a true get me down the field and throws quarterback. I'm still taking Big Ben over Tannehill.
But my thing with Big Ben is like,
but it's closer than people.
I think my argument with Big Ben is that Tomlin showed that he could even run a decent offense without even Big Ben. Like this dude's just a damn good coach. Like he's just a phenomenal coach. But it's not a big difference even whoever you pick. Tannehill, Big Ben are both solid. Burrow, Baker, I feel like that one's easy.
I don't think it's easy. No, we're only a few games into Burrow. I still see glimpses of Baker that I love.
By the way, I did this before. I did this before Terrence did that. I said Sam Darnold. And I scratched out Danny Dimes. I put Baker Mayfield. I said Sam Darnold over Baker Mayfield.
Ooh, that's even that. No,
I don't like that either.
That one's spicy. I might have to go Baker Mayfield on that one.
Terrence and I are on the same wavelength right now, saying who we'd like over Baker. I did that before Terrence brought up his.
I might go Baker on that one because Sam. But it's hard to judge Sam Darnold.
Sam
is like, bro, you're in fucking New York. Like,
get him out of there. Help him. He's in.
I can understand
the fucking unknown. What is it? What do they call it in Get Out? He's there.
I can understand the frustration with Baker, and I know Terrence has been moving on from Baker for a few games now. I don't know. I still see moments with Baker and stretches of games with Baker where I'm like, yeah, I'll run that. I'll run that all the time. And Baker has that edge that I like feistiness. I do like that.
I think Baker has the fake edge. No, like I'm looking on my Colin Cowherds on this one. Like he doesn't give me the quarterback energy.
He's a backwards hat guy.
He honestly is a. Colin, man, I gotta stop listening to this guy. He's starting to turn me into a Colin fan. I was listening to it, and when I was in the car this morning, he was like, it's just an analogy, but the backwards hat really means like you're leading your franchise and everybody's dependent on you. You can't be the cool guy. You need to be the guy that everybody can depend on.
You need to be tall. Gotta be buttoned up.
It's like I kind of agree with that. Like Stafford, turn your hat straight. He used to be backwards hat guy. My man turned his hat straight like 5 years ago, and the shit's been up since then. He's been playing a lot better. Stop turning the ball over so much. Oh man, but that's really. But
I don't know. I'll take Baker in that one. I'm definitely taking Baker.
Bro, I'm taking Burrow.
I told you that was going to be.
We're gonna have to do that. All I needed was game one when he let that team to set them up to get the game-winning field goal. And dude fake pulls his hammy and lies to the team, and then comes back next week and kicks 2 field goals like nothing happened. Like, dude, you just couldn't. That's the funniest shit ever. I need somebody to dig into that story. That was so funny.
I need John Boy to break that one
down.
Hey
man, Baker hit the scene hot too, so I'm not ready to give up on Bake. Bake had some good wins when he first hit the scene.
You know what he showed in that game, Terrence, that I think is what we're both agreeing on with Burrow?
The composure.
The calmness. He showed he has the calmness where it's like when your teammates look at you in that situation and see the calmness, especially when you're young like that, early first
Every time I see him on the sideline, I'm like, this is the coolest guy on the damn team. Like, this dude's cool shit. Like,
he never looks bigger than him. Like, the moment never looks too big.
Exactly. And then quickly, I did have Locke over. I mean, I had Goff, Locke. That one's kind of even, less than even soon.
I think I like Goff a little more, but Locke might have something there.
All right, lastly on
quarterback, I like the swagger.
Quickly, what do we think of Tua?
I think he looks very underwhelming. Just
like that. Give me your quick Tua take.
He looks very underwhelming. I was not impressed one bit.
Terrence?
I was dying the very first play. I had to text you guys. I was like, this is phenomenal. Holy shit. Like, what are we doing here? That he dropped back, and it was just a shit show. It reminded me of when Johnny Manziel played his first game. Honestly, I was like, oh my God, is this guy Manziel?
I heard somebody say this, and it was so true. But like, when you're in college, surrounded by other college players, like the uniform fits you. You don't look, you know what I mean? He looked small. Like he didn't look like he had that overwhelming size or anything like that. Like he looked like his size didn't match the NFL. And I'm like, okay, well then you're going to be very shifty out there, and you'll be able to dip and dive around to get. And I'm like, well, I don't know if I saw that either. I mean, he won the game. You got to like him. He won the game, but like
play to win the game.
Right. I mean, jury's still out. It wasn't like we just said with Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's debut, Kyler Murray's debuts, we were like, well, there's definitely something there. Justin Herbert, we were like, oh, okay. Like you all came out of those debuts positive. There's something there.
I was on it. My first was gonna be
I don't know yet.
Over Burrow, but I'm not sure yet. But I'm almost close to say
that's
Burrow.
what we did last week.
Herbert's
remember?
better than Burrow. Like,
we did last week, and me and Zach took Herbert, but I was like, fuck, I don't know. I still don't know though either.
Burrow, I don't know if Burrow can make all the throws Herbert can make. I feel like Herbert has every single throw. If he can just hone it in, that dude can make every single throw on the field. And I think he's a better athlete as well.
Those are both. Yeah, I think they're both going to be good and win a ton of games in the NFL.
Oh, they're both going to be damn good, and
I can't believe the Chargers keep blowing games. That's a 40-minute discussion. Jesus Christ.
I think it's a good thing they're kind of blowing these games though, because they're not a bad team. Go ahead and go get another really good draft pick, get healthy, and then smack some teams next year.
Anthony Lynn is going to get fired, and
it's a damn shame. Please,
it is because I was about to say whatever job he gets, wherever he goes. That team's going to be feeling good.
I don't know if he's going to get fired. I don't know if he should get
Eventually, something's got to give, man. You can't keep doing it. It's 2 years in a row. You keep doing it. Mm-hmm. You're setting records with this. Like, this is a franchise that fired Marty Schottenheimer after 14-2 seasons. So, I mean, I would not put it past him.
Turn up. Yeah, that's what it
turn up.
14-2 season. I'm going to need your hands in the parking lot.
Yeah. We anything else on football before we go talk a little?
I do want injuries real quick. Injuries are wild right now, though. It's kind of crazy. Like, I know we briefly talked about it before the season that we were worried that these guys really were going to get hurt. But when you really think about it and see the names, I was just checking through fantasy because, like, in our fantasy leagues, like, we don't have an IR spot mentioned. Loser.
Again, please. Can you hear us?
I said it like 100 times.
Your owners are crying. We're about to riot. We're about to riot and protest.
Like, we're outside your house right now, dude. So either do it.
My team name is We Need a Doctor, and I never added one. Like, come on.
But it's just wild when you see like it's not even just big names. Like, guys are really getting hurt, and it's I think it's honestly at an abnormal pace. So that's really all I got on that.
Yeah,
and Kenny Galladay just hurt his hip. So
one, maybe two preseason games matters, and like the training camp and stuff does matter because you need to get in game shape. Game shape is a real thing. And I think that you're right. We're definitely
preseason football actually does matter.
Even if it's only 2 games, 3 games, it is something that
I think 3 is the key. But yeah, Zach, quickly on MMA.
Wait,
I did not watch the fight.
Hold on, real quick. 5-star vintage. Don't forget to go get all your cool retro vintage gear. Jerseys, old school band t-shirts, all that good stuff. 5starvintage.com. Use that promo code OTHERTEAM, one word. You're going to get 15% off your next order. 5starvintage.com, man. Some of the coolest stuff. Usually one of us is sporting something 5-star vintage, but today I guess we all just missed the memo. But really cool stuff over there, like great, old sports t-shirts, bands, wrestling, like all sorts of cool stuff, just like really cool thrifty stuff. 5starvintage.com, go there. Okay, so on to the MMA.
Speaking of vintage, did not like that vintage.
Yeah, I was like, speaking of vintage, Anderson Silva fought.
Like, why, bro? Like, I don't want to see Silva. No more Chuck Liddell fights. Like, bro, no.
Yeah, the only guy that's old that I want to see get back in the ring is like GSP. I'd be down to watch a GSP fight.
No, not if it. I don't know. If GSP
he comes back to fight juice.
Khabib, if he docks Khabib,
Khabib's done.
That's Khabib retired. But they said it's rumored if he did come back, it would be to fight GSP.
So Anderson Silva.
I think Khabib's done though.
So I watched like a lot of the beginning of it. I was at work. We get it on at work a lot, and I put it on. Kind of caught me in a tough time. But Anderson started the fight off well. He had some good punches. But I think you were right. It was kind of just like the.
What round was it? Third?
I want to say second or third round is when the knockout happened because I had to go away from the TV. I got caught up in some work, and I literally came back to the TV like 6 seconds before Uriah puts the smash down on him and just works him over and beats him in the fight. But when I had saw early, Anderson was like aggressive, like skilled still. I mean, obviously that's not a problem with Anderson, striking well and was really doing well in the fight. And I was like kind of tripping like, damn, this
you
guy's
got
like
no
50.
Chin no more.
Right. And then I come back and Uriah just beats him down. He's got him in the back of the head and then you see Anderson with his beat up face after the fight. And I'm like, dude, you're so goddamn old. Will you get in the booth or something? Like, will you get next to DC?
That SpongeBob meme. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Yeah,
really?
man, it was It was tough. I'm with Tim.
Dana White said though he's never letting him fight again, and that he felt like he shouldn't have never let him fight, but he's definitely not letting.
When you're like a Mount Rushmore talent, like such a an MMA god type guy.
Because remember, he wouldn't take the Liddell fight when Liddell fought Tito Ortiz again. He refused to take that fight. They fought that.
It was like this shit is whack, bro. You're done. You guys are both done. Get out of my face.
And it was whack. That fight was horrible.
And
Tito knocked him. That was horrible.
Yeah. So it's a bummer. I hate seeing old fighters like that, like keep going because they love it, but you're getting beat up. And it's like, I don't want my lasting image of Anderson Silva like this, dude. I want it that skilled psychopath.
Did you see the news though? MMA quickly. Style Bender's moving up. He's fighting Jan.
Oh, I did see that. He's
Blakovich.
Light heavy.
Whatever. Yeah, he's moving up to light heavy to fight him.
That white dude that.
Yeah, just wow.
We all know why he's doing that. Because once he beats Jan, he's going to have to bring Bones. Bring it. That's the only reason you make this move.
I'm surprised he did that because I thought he was going for Silver Streak in the middleweight. But he's like, nah, man, I need that money. I'm going to be the pound for pound. I love it. I need it. I love it. Injected in my veins. I love that type of shit.
Pause, but I want to see how he physically looks with that much weight on him. Like, he's going to look scary. He's going to be an animal.
Pause.
But he's going to look like a psychopath.
He is John Jones. He looks like a carbon copy of John Jones, but low-key, he's a lot better striker. But John Jones is also a way better wrestler. That man is a phenomenal wrestler, and that gets over.
John Jones is an insane fighter.
The reason why John is a good striker, what makes John such a good striker is he has zero fear of ever being taken down and being on his back. So it's like, dude, I could let anything fly because if you ever take me down, it's like, brother, you're lost.
Here's what's crazy.
Wild ass armbar.
If Stylebender goes out there and works Jan, does Bones want that fight, or is Bones going to be a little worried?
1,000% because he's going to call him out.
Yeah, for sure. Bones is
a big
not afraid of that fight. He's not afraid.
He's not afraid of that.
Not worried? Not fried? I don't think so either. I don't think so either. I decided to ask.
Bones thinks he's the greatest thing to ever touch the planet. He's not worried.
So then are we all knee-jerk reaction?
Fighters. Holy shit, that's a lit fight though.
Knee-jerk reaction. Who we got?
Mega fight.
Knee-jerk reaction. You can change later. Knee-jerk reaction. Who you got? Bones. I got Bones.
I got John.
But I
Bones.
John's been training heavyweight. Like for him to come back down and take that fight, it'll be like this dude's still gonna be carrying some of that power. Like and Stylebender is a middleweight coming up to light. This dude's going up to heavyweight. It's like, man, shit, that's a lot of different power structures that we working with here. And he's a better wrestler than Stylebender.
Like, we all think Stylebender will move up and beat Jan?
I don't know. Yes. Jan's got heavy hands. I don't know if Stylebender been hit by hands that heavy.
I don't know if Jan's ever seen skill.
True, Zach. Very true.
Skill like this.
That dude's and the speed and the power. I
want to see. I want to see his speed moving up though. You got to think it's going to take a little bit of a hit.
Nah, I doubt it. That's a skinny dude. I doubt he even puts that much weight. To be honest,
it's a good fight though.
To go up. Fight.
We
what y'all been watching though? Closing
it down today. Mandalorian season.
I was just gonna say same.
You watched Zach? You watched?
Yeah, I watched the first episode.
Don't tell me I have not seen. No, not yet. So shut up.
Okay.
It's been almost a week.
I know.
We'll lock it up, but that's what I've been watching. Mando's been great.
That is what
I loved it.
There
was a cool little cameo by like a pretty famous actor that I didn't know was going to be in it, so that was really cool.
Oh yeah. I mean, you could say the actor.
Timothy Olyphant.
Right, Timothy Olyphant appears. I'm not going to have to say what
Timothy Olyphant was on there.
Yeah, you're going to be stoked when you see him.
Timothy Olyphant's a great. I know.
I'm like, he's sick.
But when you see him, you're gonna be like,
movie.
Oh, that guy.
Give me a movie. Who is he?
He's like a lot of. He's a lot of side roles.
You know he looks like, Zach? He looks like the fucking army dude from Transformers.
Josh Duhamel.
He looks like Josh Duhamel, but it's not Josh Duhamel.
Yeah. He's in like Deadwood on FX. He's in Justified.
You guys kill me with this. You guys could run off just 1,000 actor names. I'm like, cool.
Yeah. He looks just like. What's great is when you see Timothy Olyphant, you'll know exactly who we mean he looks like, and you'll be like, oh shit, that guy's name is Josh Duhamel.
Can I get a movie that the man was at least in?
He's from TV though. He's really from television,
right,
like
TV show.
Deadwood or Justified.
Yeah,
those are like FX shows.
Neither one of those.
You'll know this guy's face when you see it. I promise.
You guys are making me feel lame. I gotta watch TV.
Film game up, bro.
But yeah, I watched Mando, and then I voted this weekend, so did my part.
I knew one of you guys was gonna say that.
This is Jake.
Yes, I voted as well. Go vote, you nerds. Even though by the time you hear this, could you still vote?
They said probably not.
I don't know. I'm not informed, dude, but I voted. So
well, you should have
good
voted
job.
already, but yes.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know when you can't vote. I'm not informed on that. When like the deadline is for that.
Because we took care of it early because we're responsible.
Exactly.
What have you been watching?
He said he's going to watch Mando.
I'm going to watch The Mandalorian, but what have I been watching? Nothing. I've been I bought Madden. So
I seen that, by the way.
Yeah. I bought Madden because I'm just truly am bored of video games. So I was like, well, fuck it. Let's see what this one is.
I've come to the realization I'm forever buying Madden now, and I'll probably won't buy 2K again because I can't get into it anymore, dude. I can't.
I haven't played 2K in like a month, so
I don't know. I think I'm forever now. I'm buying Madden, and I'm leaving 2K alone. I think, and then I'll end up buying 2K again next year. But who knows? I'm just saying.
You're gonna buy 2K again, but it's nice to feel that way. But I feel you though. I'm not against the idea of saying like Madden over 2K for sure though, because Madden is. Great. It's a good game. I like the franchise mode. I just did a little fantasy draft and that was fun. Got Justin Herbert.
Hope you handled. Got Justin Herbert all of a sudden, huh? Didn't go for Burrow, huh?
Nah, dude. They got Burrow kind of fucked up. They got Burrow not having like a strong arm. They got Burrow like a noodle arm. But he's accurate as hell though. But it's I take shots, homie. I need to throw deep balls.
Going down the field.
You feel me? But as always, it is the other team. Lions forever. Bears still suck. Jags definitely are going for Trevor. It's official. Or Justin Fields. It could be either or. Or watch you get the North Dakota State kid and you're going to be pissed.
Oh, man. We're going to go deep.
But as always, Mamba forever. It's the other team.